I'm winging it. Just winging it. Apollo's out here with me. I got him a tag so he doesn't run off. Hopefully no people or dogs or anything else comes out. Or he'll just start screaming. Okay. How do I show you this? Let's pray. Let's pray. I need help. It's the hardest part for me. Oh, it makes me so nervous. One time I was a nurse in a psychiatric hospital. And this nurse, I love her so much. Her name was Darlene. And she said, Jennifer, today you're doing group. And I was like, no, please. No group. I'll pass your meds. I'll chart on your people. I'll do whatever you want. Just don't make me do group. I'll even stay late and work your shift on Saturday. I'll do whatever you want, just not group. Trying to talk to people. It's just so hard for me. And I know I'm not the only one in the world, but it's very hard. Okay, let's pray. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk and show others what you've shown me. Help me organize it and help me put it together so that I can help someone else. Thank you for being a God of patterns and his prophecy, and you've revealed your timeline to so many. I don't know how to thank you for all that you've done. But I love you, and I want so much to share it. So if that is your will, Father, then help me with that. Help me to share what you've shown me. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for this beautiful earth. Thank you for everything that you've done for us. Thanks for our children and our experiences, our pain and our progress. I'm amazed by you. I'm amazed. Okay, well, I'm sitting out here in a pillow because it's all, and my dog is out here with me. I got my scriptures in my, I'm not sure how to share this. I'm sure I forgot to write things down, but there's rules. There's rules to the Lord's calendar. And the book of Jubilees and the book of Enoch, those books are so important. But all they do is clarify and verify and back up Leviticus. So you can find all of this, but I was just trying to write little notes to myself so I could maybe help explain it. And it's a hot mess, but I'm sorry, I'll do my best. March 21st, according to God's calendar. I'm not saying Enoch. Well, this is Enoch's calendar. He gave it to Enoch. But this calendar, this the days, the evenings, the nights, day 1, day 2, day 3, these existed before they existed before Enoch. When he created the earth, he had day 1, day 2, day 3, and he made the luminaries, which count the time. So according to, if let's say you woke up in a coma and you were like, where am I and what time is it? How do I figure it out? But you only have Leviticus, Enoch, and Jubilees here to tell you how to figure it out. Well, Google will help you, and all the GPTs, ChatGPT and Grok, they'll all show you how to figure out when the first day of the year is. Day 1 is the first, I think it's the first day, you count it, but the day of equal parts, Repo Man talks about it all the time. I believe it was on the 20th, maybe not, I'll have to, you have to go look and figure out why I said March 25th. But March 25th is also what they, if you count back on the calendars and go through all the, I wish I could show you this. The Messiah was crucified on the 25th of March. Even though there was no 25th of March, this was Passover during his time. Okay, so Passover is month 1, day 14, according to the Enoch Gregorian calendar. Let me show you first this. All the months. Month 1 has 30 days. Month 2 has 30 days. Month 3 has 31 days. The one is an intercalary, I don't know if I'm saying that right, calorie day. That's the first season. And then month 2, 30, 30, 31. Month 3, 30, 30, 31. Or not month, season. And I'm guessing these month 1, month 2, month 3, this is what Enoch would have considered a trump being completed, a season. Okay, that doesn't mean that the section is the last trump, but let's do it anyway. Okay, so Passover, I'm so nervous, I'm probably not making any sense. Okay, Passover, we'll just pretend that I've taken the Enoch calendar and completely applied it to the Gregorian calendar, which happens all the time and we should be able to do. Right here I have the Hebrew calendar and it tells me the Hebrew and the Gregorian dates. I just want to add the Gregorian dates. So the first day of spring was the 20th, and that's why day 1 is the 25th. It's the way the moon and the sun and everything is lined up. Okay, so Passover being month 1, day 14, that's according to the scriptures. It ends up being Gregorian day, April 7th. Then comes unleavened bread, month 1, day 15 through 21. Enoch weekday begins on a Wednesday and ends on a Tuesday. So Wednesday is called day 4 and Tuesday is day 3. The Gregorian day would have been Wednesday, April 8th to Tuesday, April 14th. Okay, so right after that, this is where I get excited. This is where I was like, holy cow, I see it, I see it, I see it. Okay, so first fruits barley wave sheaf offering is month 1, day 26, the Sunday after unleavened bread. Enoch weekday always lands on a Sunday, and Sunday is known as day 1. The first fruits of barley triggers the Omer count, okay? They start counting the Omer. The second Passover, the biblical day or Enoch day would be month 2, day 14. Enoch day, this day always lands on Tuesday, day 3. Calendar telling you every single year it's exactly the same. Nothing changes. Everything lands on the same day. And we're like going from Julian to Gregorian to Hebrew to Essene to everywhere, trying to make it all fit when let's just start with the calendar and make the others fit this. It's amazing. Okay, so here we are, unleavened bread. They've had Passover. Unleavened bread begins. They start the Omer count. So then second Passover begins. Second Passover isn't for people who are busy that day. They're for people who are around a dead body or couldn't make it for some reason. So it's mercy, not I had a party that night, so I'll come to this. It's not like that. Okay, month 2, day 14, Enoch day always lands on Tuesday. So the Gregorian day would be Tuesday, May 7th. That's when second Passover began. Now the Omer count of the barley has already begun. And the second Passover starts during the current count of the barley Omer, or the Omer barley, or however you say it. So and this begins month 3, day 15. Okay, where's the next one? This is the Feast of New Wine, New Oil, and New Wood. Now watch how this comes together. So the Feast of Weeks, Pentecost, it's the first fruits of wheat, Shavuot. The biblical day month 3, day 15. Day 50 of the first count. Enoch's weekday always on a Sunday or day 1. Okay, so new wine. New wine is the first fruits of the grape. You would count 50 days from Shavuot, and you would end up on biblical day, month 5, day 3. And the okay, so that one is going to land on Sunday, July 26th. New oil is the first fruits of the olive harvest. You count 50 days from new wine, and you get to month 6, day 22. It always lands on a Sunday, and this year it's Sunday Gregorian day, September 13th. Then new wood comes right after new oil. It lasts 6 days, and it signifies bringing the wood to the altar. It's month 6, day 23 to 28. Enoch starts on a Monday, last 6 days, and it's from September 14th to September 19th. So do you see how this feast, one feast led to other feasts? The second joined in. It didn't start over. It isn't exactly 30. It's one leads to the other, leads to the other. Okay, so then month 7 returns. The research I was doing, it was trying to give me globe stuff, and I don't believe in the globe. So I left ChatGPT. I can't get on anywhere and get it. I don't have my Book of Jubilees. It's in storage when you're homeless and you don't have paper and you don't have pens and you don't have a computer and all your stuff's in a storage unit. It's really hard to do this, and I can't keep memorized. Okay. Month 7, the sun returns to the middle, gate 4. If you understood or studied flat earth, you'd see there's gates, portals that the sun goes through as he's moving from the center and then out to the end. Take stellarium and point downward, and the stars will be below me. But I'm telling you, maybe they show up for their appointed times and then move across the sky. I don't know how they do it, but the sun returns to middle gate 4. The day of trumpets, Yom Teruah, is month 7, day 1, always a Wednesday, and this year is going to land on September 23rd, 2026. I think, Brother Joshua, I don't even know you. I didn't hear you until after everything took place. But I'm telling you, brother, I've been like 3 years ahead of everything, and I feel so stupid because, well, yeah, I said that 3 years ago. I expected that 3 years ago. I think I heard you heard the Lord say September 23rd. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I don't know. But if you did, here it lands right on there on 2026. Okay, the Day of Atonement, also known as Yom Kippur. Biblical day, month 7, day 10. Enoch day always falls on a Friday or the 6th day. Gregorian day is going to be October 2nd, 2026. Okay, the Feast of Tabernacles then comes Sukkot, where the Messiah dwelt among us. It's biblical day, month 7, day 15 to 21. And Enoch day starts Wednesday and ends on a Tuesday. The Gregorian days for this are Wednesday, October 7th to Tuesday, October 13th. And then the last great day comes, October 14th. The biblical, it's interesting to me. There was a time back when they were working on these calendars, and there was a shift, and there was days it wasn't lining up right because none of us are doing it the way we're supposed to. So they erased or they deleted. I think it was 10 days from April 14th down to April 4th or 3rd. Well, here we go. April 14th. They deleted the last day. Great last day. It's month 7, day 22, always on a Wednesday. This year, it's October 14th, Exodus Day. Now, I'll tell you why that's X's Day. This is amazing to me. The Lord told me in 2020, He said, birthday. Whose birthday? And maybe I was just thinking birthday. Why birthday? That's out of nowhere. Then I kept hearing, share the truth. Set you free. Show more love. What else? I started seeing 11:11 everywhere. Show more love. Show more love. Speak the truth. Share the truth. The truth will set you free. Now, at this moment in time, I was hooked up to feeding tubes and probably 86 pounds and dying. My family was planning my funeral and just trying to figure out how to get through the day. And I don't know, maybe I've told this story before. I can't see the screen, so if any of you are talking to me, I'm outside. If there's anyone here, I can't see the phone screen because of the night, so I have no idea if you're here, but I'm just gonna bear my testimony because it's just kind of come to, I don't know, the moment for me. Let me get up and walk around. I was born here in Laramie, and this is a beautiful place. It's a wonderful place. The whole world is a wonderful place. I've been so many places. Africa was a wonderful, wonderful experience. Okay. I would like to tell you my experience. Anybody who wants to hear it. I am Jennifer. I started hearing Genesis a long time ago. I thought the Lord was telling me to read Genesis, so I kept reading it over and over and over. Started hearing firmament. Genesis, firmament. And then I decided maybe He's calling me. I'm Jennifer, your sister in Christ. Genesis. Well, I had gotten hurt at work. Years ago, I had gastric bypass surgery. I was 300 pounds and miserable. I had gastric bypass surgery instead of, trusting the Lord. I don't think I really knew the Lord at that time. I was living in St. Louis, and I was, how do I say this? I was going to church every Sunday and going to the temple of the church that I belonged to. I was very religious, but I didn't really have a relationship with the Lord. I was just trying to do works in order to help make it so He could let me in. And no matter what, it wasn't ever enough. I always knew at the end of the day that the bank was built and that I had nothing to offer. But my kids got hurt, and I had to leave St. Louis and come home, which is always the best thing, to come home. But I had this nurse told me, maybe you just can't handle this. And that's just not what you tell me. If somebody says I can't handle something, I gotta go at least find out if they were right. And so I was an LPN for many, many years, and when that nurse told me that I couldn't complete my nursing, I went back to school and finished it and became a nurse in her position. I wasn't trying to spite her or prove her wrong. I was just trying to prove to myself that she wasn't right. And I became a nurse. I was a nurse in the emergency room. I've taken care of hospice patients. I've taken care of psychiatric patients. I've gone to the University of Wingin, and I don't know how many credits I am away from my bachelor's in nursing. But I worked as a nurse for many years. and listened to returned soldiers and people with really hard stories. And then my story became hard, really hard, when it was my children. I didn't know what to do, so I started going to the temple in St. Louis, and I did hear from the Lord in the temple multiple times, which was really confusing to me. When I found out that the earth was not a spinning ball, I thought, but I heard from you in the temple, so my church is the right church or the wrong church, or which church? Where do I find you, Lord? And the answer wasn't in church. Okay, how do I shorten this? After I got hurt, I worked a little while and I lost my job. They fired me for a HIPAA violation on myself. I came in to work. They were slammed, they said, and they needed somebody. I wasn't even on call. And I said, sure, I'll come in, but I have pink eye. I came in, helped get everything under control. I just was support, trying to clean up and help. And afterwards, the provider there said, your eye looks terrible. Let me look at it and make sure it's not scratched. I asked the supervisor, I asked permission to, if it was okay to do all of this. They told me, yeah. They told me, go ahead, go, let her look at your eye, pull the medication out, and then chart it. Well, I got fired for being in my own charting, but I was the one who pulled it, so I had to chart it, and I asked. Anyway, they fired me, and it devastated me. It was probably the best thing in the world that ever happened to me, because I became so full of pride. That was who I was. I wasn't Jennifer anymore. I was an emergency room nurse. And I was special. Not at all. But when I lost that job, I went to work at the nursing home and I injured my back. And let me tell you what, I felt like my whole life, just no matter what I tried, everything just hit me in the face. And no matter what, I always am grateful for the lesson that comes out of the trial. But I'm tired. I'm so tired. Like, I don't want to break anyone's heart or put anyone down, and I've forgiven the people in the past, but that have hurt me or hurt others. I hold no anger inside. I see how the world is going and it's not changing. You know, when my kids got hurt, I told people it seems like they care about the criminal being rehabbed more than the victim who needs help. Like, I was in trouble at work because I had to go to court and I couldn't not go to court. It was a subpoena, but the rules of life are rigid. If you're late for work and the daycare doesn't open till 8, but I can't leave it. Anyway, my boss was so wonderful. He was such a wonderful man. He took care of my husband and he helped me so many times until I finally got to Laramie and just come home. Well, after I got hurt at this home, I Motrin and Tylenol. You're not supposed to take Motrin after gastric bypass, and I developed marginal ulcers that landed me in the hospital constantly. I kept getting strictures. I couldn't hold food down. I was down to about 80 pounds. I think when they put in, well, I got a bowel obstruction and they put in a stomach. They fed me through my stomach. I forgot the name of that. A bag in my stomach through a pump. And then when that didn't work and it just landed me in the They gave me a PICC line and fed me through my arm. And then I still ended up in the hospital. It just never stopped. I just kept having to go back. Well, this one time, this is my favorite time. I believe it was in 2017. It might have been 2020. These years are a blur. But I was laying in bed, and they had me laying on my left side. The doctor said, your blood pressure is so low, you need to stay on your left side. And I hadn't read the Bible at the time, so I don't know any of these things. They don't trigger any kind of thought, nothing. I'm just like, okay, I'm laying on my left side. I've been in the hospital once before where they made me lay on my right side, and now when I heard, I just think biblical, and it's amazing to me. I think of Elijah laying on his left, and at least I didn't have to, cook my food over dung. It would have sucked. Anyway, the doctor came in one morning and she said, oh, good, you're still here. And I was like, oh, did you think I wouldn't be? I don't think I knew how sick I was. I mean, I was just so tired and so sick, I didn't know. And she said, yes, I was praying for you this morning while I was brushing my teeth. And that just brought me to tears. I can't tell you how many times I prayed for patients in the hallway. Or I prayed for their family members because I could hear them crying. Or one time a guy actually came back to life. While I was out in the hall, I heard him say, we got him! I was like, oh my gosh, I hit the floor. So, oh, sorry, Apollo. So, anyway, this morning the doctor comes in and she says, I'm so glad you're still here. I prayed for you this morning. And then this lady shows up with silver white hair and she says, hi, Jennifer. I came to talk to you about maybe going to an Al-Anon meeting. And I knew what Al-Anon was because I worked in psych, and in a psych hospital that I worked at, we had a drug rehab. It was a really good, well, Dr. Olms is known throughout the world. Anyway, I thought, well, it can't hurt. Yeah, I'll go to Al-Anon with you. And she asked me, don't you think it's time you start taking care of you? She held my hand. She was so kind, and I hadn't felt kindness in a while. Like, my family was tired. And while they were there every second, as much as they could be to help me, they were exhausted. And most of the doctors have a God complex. The nurses, I was one, so I know how we act and I know we think. I also know how the doctors act and think. And it isn't always compassion. It's, I'm in a hurry and I got to get this done. And there's 14 others of you that I have to take care of that matter just as much. And I felt that. I felt a burden. I felt like I wasn't trying to throw up. I wasn't trying to be sick. I wasn't trying to make everyone everything they ever worked for. But I couldn't stop anything that was happening to me. And according to most, it was my own fault because I took the Motrin and I had the gastric bypass surgery, so I did it to myself. And oh gosh, guys, if you've ever had, he's been to New York and on TV shows. That's Double Dubs, and they're good. Try to get some if you ever have a chance. Okay, back to my story. So I was laying there in the bed on my left side watching the wall, and there was this man there. He had a horse. This horse was so shiny. She looked like metallic, and he was putting flowers around her neck. He smiled at me, and I just sat there with him. He didn't really say anything. But then when Sunday came around and I was expecting the social worker, she said she was, to come and get me, for Al-Anon. I asked about it, and the people at the hospital said we don't have a social worker. I mean, we have a man who travels throughout Colorado, but we don't have a woman, and we don't have Al-Anon. It was COVID time, and we don't have group at all. So I was like, what? She held my hand. Well, I started to realize that I was seeing things and hearing things that others were seeing and hearing at that moment. And that's terrifying. Like, I was a psych nurse, and at that point I was thinking maybe I need to contact the doctor I used to work for him, have him evaluate me. Maybe it's because I'm sick, I don't know. But my daughter, Asia, was so good for me. She was interested in the Bible and the Lord, and also called me to find out, I don't know, how I was or where my health was at, and offered to help me put my funeral together, because, you know, that would be hard. She's my stepdaughter, and I think she was concerned about her dad and her brothers, and what it was going to be like for them. So she tried to step in and help, and we ended up studying the Lord together. She inspired me to read the scriptures for the first time. I kept saying to her, I've read all these books in my life, and how am I going to stand in front of the Lord and say, I'm sorry I read all those books, but I didn't have time for yours. So I went on a mission and decided to read the Bible. I didn't care if I even knew what it said, but I was going to start at the beginning and get to the end. I read the Book of Mormon at least 5 times. Why haven't I read the Bible? So I read it, and I don't know that I remember anything it said the first time, but I finished it. It's right there on top of the car. The first Bible I ever read. I read it, and as soon as I finished, I just wanted to start over, because I couldn't believe I did it. I couldn't believe I read the whole thing. I saw every single word with my own eyes, and I listened to every single word, because I would read the scriptures while listening to someone else read them online. And then I just kept doing that. Every time I finished, I'd start over, and at first I started counting, and then I thought, I don't even want to know. Why am I trying to count how many times I read? Thought maybe it was on here, but I don't know, maybe not. Okay, come on, Paulo. So my husband had back surgery yesterday, and just there's so much going on that I feel overwhelmed, and I come out here to pray and get clarity and try to regroup, but yikes. I think the 7th is the real day that we're looking for. I mean, I don't know if that's the day that he chose for the rapture, or if when he said, I won't drink again until I drink new wine with you, referring to the Feast of New Wine. If we follow the Lord's patterns, like he died, he was crucified, and he said it is finished, but then he rose from the dead and he started over again. And that's what we keep doing. We just keep starting over again. So at Acts chapter 2, the outpouring of the Holy Spirit, that was Pentecost, was it? Or was it the Feast of New Wine? Or all these days that happen for the Lord, they happen on significant days of Enoch's calendar, and they never change. And the reason no man knows the day or the hour is because we don't even know how to read the clock, and we're on the wrong calendar. And even if we were on the right calendar and doing the right thing, no man knows when spring comes in. No man knows when harvest is ripe. God knows those things. But you should know, oh my goodness, it's going to be a hot day today, that sun, not a cloud in the sky. Or, oh, look at all those clouds, it's going to rain. You should be able to sense the seasons as they come. That's what we're supposed to do. And I sense the season and I sense the calendar, but I haven't been able to get it to fit. And well, today it does. And I'm sure I did a brutal, terrible job of explaining it. But one feast leads to the next, leads to the next. Feast of new wine, the feast of new oil, the feast of new wood. Dr. Barry Awe, don't let Cool Cat Kelly upset you. I don't know why you're not doing all the feasts. And if you'd revert back to the beginning, everything will fall into place. I apologize. Sometimes I think maybe they're trying to trick people on purpose. I think, I've made a million mistakes and I've been wrong 100 times. But my goal is to find the truth. I'm not claiming that I have it. I'm looking for it. And I appreciate all the help I can get, except none of them want me around. So that's okay. I have a few that are so good to me. Captain, every time I see his post, it says Captain Go-Go or something. And Rebecca and Heart Yeshua. There's so many of you that have, you don't know how much you've helped me just to say hello, just to say good morning, just to say, I read your post. I don't know, if any, and, or what I say, or even if it matters, maybe the Lord doesn't need you to hear me. But I hope you hear that in the middle of my darkest hour, the Lord came to me, and He's brought me here to reading the calendar and understanding the scriptures, and I wouldn't trade any of it. I wouldn't be ready for this day if He hadn't drawn me out. I'd still be in the world, of the world, working as a nurse, trying to prove how special of a healer I am. And I'm only a healer when God works through my hands, through my heart. I know every time I watch somebody come back to life, I was praying with all my heart. My son overdosed on my kitchen floor, and I came out there, I found him, and I couldn't do anything. I was an ER nurse and I couldn't do anything. His leg, and saw it drop, he was purple, blue, and I ran in the bedroom and I was just crying and screaming, God, please don't take my son, please don't take my son, please don't take my son. I repeated again and again and again. I couldn't think of anything else. And then the ambulances and the police showed up. They were in there with my son. The police were in my room with me, asking me what happened. And I heard, we got him. My husband and other son had been doing CPR on Jonathan for probably at least 15 minutes, maybe more, maybe 30. And I don't know who this EMT guy was, but when I heard we got him out in the living room, I thought they intubated him and they had him on life support. And when I jumped up to go see, he was walking towards me. And immediately I wanted to punch him. I was so mad. I couldn't believe you killed yourself on my floor. You were just dead a minute ago. And this firefighter, EMS, I don't know who he was, put me in the biggest hug and said, don't forget what you were just praying for, Mom. And I'm still so grateful. Every time there's been a moment in my life where everything was falling apart, the Lord has sent somebody to whisper in my ear exactly what I needed to hear, exactly when I needed to hear it. I was born here in Laramie, Wyoming, on 9-1 between 9th and 11th Street. And these numbers stand out to me all the time. I'm thinking, why do I see these numbers constantly? What do they mean? What do they mean? My son, born on 3/15. My whole family, in the beginning, the Lord told me birthday. And so I thought first, my birthday? No, my birthday came and went. And nothing happened. I didn't even know what I was looking for. But after my birthday, I heard yours and mine. And so I started looking for his. And so many people believe it's 9/11. And there was no back in his day, but this is the day we believe that he came to the earth. And it is my belief, if you can debunk it and put the correct truth in here, please do. I'm all about being debunked. But what if the Messiah entered the world at Hanukkah, the Feast of Lights, and then 6 months later he visited his Aunt Elizabeth, cousin Joseph, John, who leapt in the womb, and then born in 7 BC at Tabernacles, the Lord came and dwelt among us. And showed up for the circumcision at the age of 11, living his 12th year. He showed up at the temple and was teaching the scholars at Passover. And then at about 30, my guess is probably more like 33, he was baptized by John. But the Lord is a Lord of pattern. Pattern shows prophecy, or proves it. And prophetic fulfillment of pattern proves the Lord. Anyway, long-standing rabbinic tradition, and they don't read our New Testaments, but long-standing rabbinic tradition says that Isaac was 36 and a half at the binding. They know this because of how old his mother was when she died, Sarah, and he was the willing sacrifice who carried the wood up the Mount Moriah, the very same mountain, to be sacrificed by his father. If that's not a foreshadow of the Lord, I don't know what is. Where is everyone getting this 33? He was 33. Isaac was 36 and a half. And I think these things matter. The crucifixion happened in 30 AD. The Shroud of Turin, I'm not a Tucker Carlson lover or follower or any famous person, honestly. But Tucker Carlson, they got you not to watch him. And he did some really good videos on the Shroud of Turin and the Crown of Thorns. More like a helmet of thorns. And the thorns that they used caused massive stomach cramping, and oh my goodness, watch Tucker's show. Don't listen to what he says about Israel, but watch his interview about the Shroud of Turin. They dated that back to 30 AD. Carbon dated it. The crucifixion, there's no other explanation for that cloth. And it isn't just one cloth that tells me this, it's everything the Lord is showing me. He's even showed me things that I don't know how to explain it. He never lies to me. But he's always shown me something, and for me to mess up is the only way I learn, not to screw up the cake again. And he always gives me the right instructions, but as you can probably tell by listening to me, I'm very scatterbrained, and I try my best to use the tools that at my disposal to make myself understandable, but I get frustrated and upset because I used to be able to talk to people. I used to be, cherry from the block. And now I'm just the daughter of God, and it's the best in the world. But I want to share it, and I don't know how. I want to be shared with. I know if this is happening for me, this is happening for everyone. I'm not special. But I would love to hear, I do love to hear your stories, where you came from and what you do, how you got here. I know that this was the Lord. I would have chased the dreams. I would have chased money. I would have chased having friends. And it seems like every time I was ready to get back into the world, I got punched. One time I had a blood clot. I went to the hospital. They put me on medicine. And like 5 days later, I had 14 blood clots. I was like, just take me if you want me gone. Just take me. But that wasn't the case. I had surgery and it was brutal. I was naked in front of 15 people in the room operating on me, and all I could think about was the Lord on the cross when they took his clothes. And I don't know, just I've had moments where I got to know that he knows how I feel. He knows how this feels for me. And we are not alone. Every single possible scenario you could come up with, he's addressed it in the scriptures. And the books, the Bible, he only left you basic instructions before leaving Earth. They're basic. And basic for a human is far beyond anything we'll ever be able to completely put together until we're glorified. But oh, I forgot. Totally lost my train of thought. Oh, I love all of you out there. I don't know why. Just more every day. I have this love for humanity, and I want to tell them. And they think, you're a nutcase, don't touch me. But I want to give everybody a hug and say, do you know how special you are? The Lord is coming, and he wants you to come home. But they'd lock me up in the hospital if I still worked where I used to. And I don't care. I don't care if they think I'm crazy. I don't care what anyone thinks. They thought Noah was crazy. They thought all of them were crazy. And I'm not even a prophet. I'm just a disciple. I'm just one of the Lord's children. And he's pouring out prophecy upon anyone who seeks him. If you call upon the name of the Lord, you will be saved. That's what he says. And we are blessed. I can't wait. I was sure it was today. But maybe today was just the day it's going to show me the calendar. And, well, if anybody out there, calendar makers, Repo Man, Dave the Watchman, John, you guys have computer skills and movie making skills that are way beyond what I can do. Put this calendar together so we can see Enoch and Gregorian and Hebrew all on one line. You know, I guarantee you the regular Christians have no idea what's happened, and the regular Jewish people don't either. They're participating in the feasts as the government says this is the feast day. And I think back in the times of Yeshua, the Julian calendar was probably closer to the Enoch, but then they lost 10 days because they're not doing it right. And neither are we. I mean, I'm not for not doing it right, because we're doing Christmas and Easter and acknowledging the feasts at all. So we've all got areas where we need to get better. But if one of you would make up a calendar that puts the 3 with the feasts on it, the Lord's feasts, and the Lord's new wine, new oil, and new wood, it's at least so others can see what day we're on. And maybe we can learn to live this pattern, his calendar. Anyway, I think I'm just rambling now. I'm starting to feel self-conscious and embarrassed. I probably just didn't make any sense at all. But that's the enemy. He likes to pick on me and tell me no one likes me. But you out there, I don't care if you like me or not. I love you, and I'd do anything to help you out of this. I would. If you don't know what time it is, and you don't know what day it is, and you don't know who the Lord is, I'd spend all day with you just to tell you about him. And so, whoever you are, wherever you are, go find someone who feels like that about the Lord and let him tell you about him. Or go out into the wilderness and just pray. Just talk to him. I love you, and I pray you have the best week ever. Me personally, I could be wrong. I'm always wrong. I've been wrong before, and I'll probably be wrong again, but I think the rapture is going to be on the 7th. I think that is the first Shavuot, or the first fruit of the barley. And the next, there's probably a harvest for each harvest, if you get what I'm saying. Maybe we could help the others see the next harvest coming in. The Lord said he would not drink the fruit of the vine again, and he was speaking to the Jews. So I'm wondering if the fruit of the wine is going to happen for them, the wine harvest, more close to trumpets, more close to Israel focused. But we are the barley and the wheat and the tares being divided out here. So God bless you. And there's double dubs again. This is his little commercial here. Go get some double dubs. And there's the police. Stay out of trouble. I love you. God bless you. Goodbye.